Is President Obama preparing to attack the government of Syria? Does the use of chemical weapons give the president constitutional authority to attack Syria?
A red line for us is we start seeing a whole bunch of chemical weapons moving around or being utilized.
On the 50th anniversary of his famous speech, what would Martin Luther King Jr. have to say about President Obama's actions today?
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream.
I'm Austin Peterson, and this is the Freedom Report, broadcasting from Alexandria, Virginia. Secretary of State John Kerry has declared that President Obama will initiate military actions in Syria as a response to reports that the government of Syria has used chemical weapons against her own people. The executive branch is likely to bypass congressional war powers and unilaterally attack the country, as Russia holds veto power over any possible actions that could be coordinated from the United Nations. Despite being unconstitutional, a strike on Syria would face severe logistical challenges and execution that could endanger American lives, waste American taxpayer dollars, and strengthen al-Qaeda forces in the region. Texas Representative Michael McCall, chair of the House Homeland Security Committee, appeared on Fox to discuss his opinion.
The rebel forces that are in Syria right now fighting the Assad regime, now the numbers have ticked up to about 50%. Al-Nusra, which is the al-Qaeda faction within Syria.
Here are some of the major logistical challenges that the United States faces. Alleged chemical weapons sites are likely hidden near hospitals or schools in order to deter airstrikes. And if such weapon caches do exist, aiding rebel forces in the region could help al-Qaeda in acquiring them. This is added to the fact that President Vladimir Putin of Russia is backing the Assad regime and warning Washington against attacking one of their close allies. U.S. government propaganda that claims the intervention is for humanitarian reasons are ignoring the fact that U.S. forces aided Saddam Hussein in using chemical weapons against Iran in 1988. CIA documents unearthed by Foreign Policy magazine revealed that the United States was actively involved in giving the Iraqi dictator critical information to help him launch chemical attacks as early as 1983. The only reasonable option would be for American forces not to intervene. There are no U.S. national security benefits to aiding rebel forces in Syria. The United States government also has no mandate from the people to engage in hostilities. A new Reuters Ipsos poll revealed that only 25% of Americans believe in striking Assad if he uses chemical weapons. 36% were against it. But perhaps Obama is not quite the Democrat we were led to believe. Despite the president's promises of peace during his administrations, he has done nothing but increase hostility against America due to his interventionist foreign policy, his out-of-control domestic spying programs, and his lack of regard for due process. The nation just celebrated the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s March on Washington. His I Have a Dream speech resonates in the hearts of those left who still believe in individual freedom. If you listen to speeches by Dr. King, you would be amazed at how relevant his words are to the conflicts of today. And although the location of the hostilities have shifted, the principles of non-intervention still remain strong. It is in the best interests of the United States not to engage with Syria. I leave you with a few words from the good Dr. King.
And don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, "You're too arrogant. And if you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God.